Strange New Worlds sets up Scotty's reaction to TOS transformation. Star Trek. Strange New Worlds has always thrived on the tension between destiny and discovery, as a prequel walking a careful line toward the original series. The show understands that its greatest dramatic weapon isn't spectacle, but inevitability. We know where many of these characters end up. What we don't know, what Strange New Worlds is increasingly interested in exploring, is how they feel when they finally recognize the shape of the future waiting for them. No character embodies that quiet, looming realization more than Montgomery Scott. And as the series subtly lays groundwork for the aesthetic and tonal transformation into TOS, it's also setting up Scotty's emotional reaction to that change. At first glance, Scotty's journey might seem straightforward. He's the miracle-working engineer, the man who keeps the Enterprise alive through sheer brilliance and stubborn optimism. But Strange New Worlds presents a younger Scotty who hasn't yet mythologized himself. He's still discovering not only what the Enterprise can do, but what Starfleet expects it to become. That distinction matters, because the TOS era doesn't just represent a new coat of paint, it represents a philosophical shift. The visual evolution from Strange New Worlds to the original series is often discussed as a production necessity, but within the narrative, it can be read as something far more meaningful. The sleek, polished Enterprise of Pike's era feels like a ship designed for exploration with care and deliberation. TOS, by contrast, looks bolder, starker, almost utilitarian. It's a frontier vessel stripped of excess, ready to endure constant crisis. For an engineer like Scotty, that transformation wouldn't be cosmetic, it would be personal. Strange New Worlds has already framed engineering as an emotional discipline. Systems fail not because of bad luck, but because of choices, compromises, and pressure from command. Scotty is learning that every improvement carries a cost, and every shortcut becomes doctrine once it works. When the Enterprise inevitably shifts toward the leaner, harder-edged TOS design philosophy, Scotty won't just see an upgrade. He'll see the accumulation of hard lessons written into the ship's very bones. That's where his reaction becomes fascinating. Scotty is famously sentimental about the Enterprise. In TOS, he speaks of the ship as if it were alive, deserving of love and respect. Strange New Worlds is clearly laying the groundwork for that relationship by showing him at a stage where the ship still feels fragile. He doesn't yet trust that Starfleet understands it the way he does. So when the transformation happens, when Starfleet standardizes systems, simplifies layouts, and prioritizes combat readiness alongside exploration, it's easy to imagine Scotty feeling conflicted. On one hand, the TOS Enterprise is tougher, faster, and more resilient. It's a testament to engineering success. On the other, it represents the loss of a certain innocence. The Enterprise stops being a carefully tuned experiment and becomes a symbol. Symbols don't get the same patience as prototypes. Strange New Worlds has already explored how characters react to becoming icons rather than people. Pike wrestles with his future. Spock struggles with identity. Scotty's version of that conflict will be quieter, but no less powerful. His reaction to the TOS transformation won't be resistance. It will be grief mixed with pride. He helped build something so good that it had to be changed to meet the galaxy's demands. There's also a tonal shift at play. TOS is more episodic, more confrontational, and often more openly political. The Enterprise becomes a stage for ideological conflict as much as exploration. For Scotty, that means engineering under pressure not just from physics, but from history. The systems he designs must survive not only alien threats, but the moral weight of Starfleet's expanding influence. By setting Scotty up in Strange New Worlds as thoughtful, emotionally invested, and occasionally uncertain, the show ensures that when the TOS era fully arrives, it will feel earned. Scotty's famous bravado, his exaggerations, his defiance of impossible odds, won't just be a character quirk. It will be a defense mechanism forged during this transition. Ultimately, Strange New Worlds isn't just explaining how the Enterprise changes. It's explaining why Scotty loves it the way he does. When the transformation happens, his reaction won't be shock. It will be recognition. This is what the ship had to become. And he'll spend the rest of his career making sure it survives the cost of that destiny.